Hey guys, it's me, Cute Fuzzy Weasel, and I'm about to sound like just about every other commentator on the internet right now, because I'm going to talk about Change the Channel. So, backstory on this, while I move my keyboard out of the way. One of the reasons that I started posting content online way back, way back, was that I had an idea that I kind of wanted to be on that guy with the glasses.com. So way back, I did like 7 movie reviews, and they're all shit. They're all terrible. Mostly because I hadn't developed a style at that point. I would argue that I'm still developing it, since I've only put out like 3 or 4. That'll change, but I had this little idea that I'll put these videos out there and I'll submit them and I'll try and get on Channel Awesome, because at the time I was a big fan. I started watching them senior year in high school, about 2008. I had this laptop. I was the only person in my high school that had a laptop. That's how back it was. And I remember I drove this Dodge 357 dually. That was my A to B. And I would get my friends and I'd make them sit in the fucking car. And they hated it. I looking back on it now, I was probably the only one in there that was really enjoying the videos. I'd bring my laptop to school because our house had satellite internet and it sucked. So I'd bring my laptop and I'd get onto their wireless, which was like a real big thing at the time. That they had a Wi-Fi connection at this little high school. And it was slow as hell too, but it was better than what I was able to get onto. And it wasn't intended for public use either, but it had no security on it. So I would get on and I'd download the videos and I'd bring them back to the car at the end of school. And before I'd go home, and I'd give these people rides, but before I'd go home, I'd sit and we'd watch like 1 or 2 reviews. And right around the time that I started the film degree at the community college near there, I had this idea, like, I'll do these and I'll get online. Like I said, they sucked. But I was, for a time, a really kind of almost fanatical fan of that guy with the glasses, to the point where I think I had actually watched every single one of Doug's reviews multiple times and could quote them. Because at the time it was just a cool new thing. Anyway, I'm saying this now, and I'm saying that up front because this is really, really depressing to see what's happening, to see how it's going down. I had initially thought that the Nostalgia Critic brand would survive. But if I don't know, because this is, I hate to use this term, but this is some Trump level shit. So they released a response today, or yesterday. Yesterday they released a response about the Not So Awesome document. I'm not going to talk about what's on it because everybody knows what's on it at this point. But they released a response, and the very first paragraph is, since the posting of the Not So Awesome document on Monday, April the 2nd, 2018, we have been exploring all of our options of how to address the lies that have been alleged by multiple disgruntled individuals with vindictive intentions. I'm going to speculate that Doug and Rob had nothing to do with this statement. This is Mashad, or Makad, or Machode, or whatever the hell his name is. This is Mike. This is all Mike. And I'm saying that because I don't want to believe that Doug Walker had anything to do with this. I don't even want to think that he signed off on this statement, because this is how to set your website on fire. And I don't mean that in a positive way, like, you're on fire. I mean, no, you've taken some gasoline and you've just dumped it all over your servers and everything, and your 10 plus years of work, and you just lit it up with that. And they go on to list, like, accusations. They go on to list 0.1% of what was in that document. I'm just kind of floored. This is not going to be an articulate response. This is just me going, God damn. God damn, I'm so glad that I didn't continue pushing those reviews, and that I never got on this site, and that I never got tangled up in this. I am so glad that I'm not involved in this shit whatsoever. This is like passing by a big, like, they're building a big public pool, and you're like, I can't wait to go swim in that pool. And then you find out, they use lead paint, and it turns out the water had mercury in it the whole time. And everyone who went swimming in that pool has cancer now. It looked really, really good. But yeah, now they all have cancer. I'm just kind of crushed. I mean, this right here, this one sentence right here. We have been exploring all of our options on how to address the lies that have been alleged by multiple disgruntled individuals. The lies that have been alleged by multiple disgruntled individuals with vindictive intentions. Yeah, they sounded vindictive. I mean, maybe vindictive towards Mike, Machode. Maybe vindictive towards him, because every piece of evidence that's come out, as it's all really been pointing to him. Doug, I mean, it kind of paints Doug as kind of arrogant. You know, it paints Rob as, kind of hostile, but most of the shit just paints Mike Machode as the ringleader of awfulness. And I think that's what this is. I think Mike wrote this. I want to believe that Mike wrote this. And Mike put this up there. And that there's a vast Mike conspiracy behind the scenes, and that he's controlling Doug and Rob like puppets because he controls their brand. I mean, except, they bring it up. Let's see, where's the accusation? Okay, documents. Compensated. They were partners alleged misogynist. Holly Brown, CEO, alleges that Mike Machode is the sole. Okay, fact. Accusation. Holly Brown alleges that CEO Mike Machode is the sole owner of the Nostalgia Critic IP. The IP is owned by Channel Awesome Incorporated. The partnership is owned by 4 individuals, with a 5th person joining ownership by the end of the year. That's probably the worst news. I mean, I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on legal shit, because I'm not. And that's actually got me in trouble multiple times. But if they're implying that Mike Michaud does not have complete control over the Nostalgia Critic IP, if they're implying that, yeah, they could actually kick him out at any time, they could sign him out, they could give him severance, and he could be made to go away. Because if only a quarter of the accusations against Mike Michaud are true, and that if that fact right there is true, then this is a house of fucking cards, and it's been within their power the entire time to get rid of this toxic element in their midst, and they haven't, because either they're too lazy, or they're afraid to, or they can't find anyone, or they're just as toxic. But this is just, I'm done. I'm done. All they would have had, you know, even if most of the stuff on the document is untrue, which they only, like I said, they barely address 0.1% that's on there. They'll address the most egregious now. They don't address having someone duct taped to a wall till they pass out. I don't think that they address firing what's her name? Obscurus Lupa, for not getting on a Skype call. I don't think they address it. They sort of address the misogynistic work atmosphere. They sort of address those allegations by just throwing out that that some members have had different experiences. We are always trying to improve ourselves both personally and professionally, and moving forward we will implement mandatory sensitivity training for all staff to ensure we maintain a culture of respect for all employees. See, this is the kind of thing right here that would have been useful. Oh, you can't see it. There it is. This is the thing right here that would have been useful. And I'm sorry I sound this way. I'm still getting over a sinus infection. But the whole way this response is set up, like they have accusation, fact. Like this is some Liberty University response. Like this is some high-minded authoritative response. Like this is not how you respond to the allegations. This is not how you treat your audience. Whoever made this, whoever wrote this is fucking tone deaf. And if it was all three of them, then all three of them were tone deaf. If it was Mike Michaud, it does not surprise me. And it just crushes me. It just, why? You know? But hey, I guess this is all vindictive, right? The vast majority of your content creators have left your site because they're just malicious. They're just being vindictive. They're just they just have an agenda. That's why most of them left the video aggregate site that gave them a lot of views. Most of them left this repository of concentrated viewership because, well, they just have an agenda. They're just being vindictive. Yeah. Sure, that's the only reason. That's the only reason all of them left, is because they're just being vindictive. I'm just really glad that I never got in. I'm really glad that I kind of got tired of doing the video reviews back then, and I never sent anything in, and I never got accepted, and I never got on the site. I used to look back on that fact and go, man, I kind of wish I'd kept going. You know, I kind of wish I'd kept going and I'd actually applied myself and gotten on, because it all looks really. I used to think that. Now I'm going, man, I fucking dodged a bullet. Because I did. I really did. I mean, not to toot my own horn or anything. I can't do that on YouTube anyway. But I think I could have gotten on. I think if I had applied myself, like really tried, and dropped a lot of... Well, nah, the shit that I posted back then really sucked. I think if I had worked on it, like if I had really worked hard on it, I probably could have gotten on. But thank God I dodged that fucking bullet, right? Because this is a fucking mess. And this response is the cherry on top of that mess.